welcome to the Settle for More podcast. I'm your host, Nicole Wright, and I have created this space just for you. Yeah, you. The woman who is ready to walk out on her fears, step into her dream, and own her power by shifting her mindset from feeling not enough to becoming more than enough. And in doing that, creating a purpose and fabulous life whilst settling for more. So this is the 11th episode. Oh my God, I did it. All of 11 episode. And I'm super excited to be here today because I always have so much to say and so much to share. And I think this is a great platform to do that because you're able to do that at your own pace, in your own time. And I must say that my podcast has been picking up some traction where I've noticed that the amount of individuals who are listening has increased. Like the first one is almost at 75, and I just started, and I believe that that is something to celebrate. I believe that is something to be grateful for. So thank you for joining me today. Thank you for taking the time to listen, and it would mean the world to me if you would take the time to share this with other gems that are out there, because I do believe that when you find something that works for you or something that speaks to you, you never know how many other individuals are waiting to hear the message, and maybe, just maybe, we could start changing the world just one woman at a time. My mission between now and August of 2019 is to be able to impact, and not only impact and inspire, but to change the lives of 1,000 women. So help me do that, right? We can together, we can unite, and we can shine our light, and we can share, so we can create a shift in the universe where women can start really standing up, being powerful, and really truly taking the time to define their more. So today I had the opportunity to visit the Mennonite community here in Canada, and what an amazing experience that was. I had a roller coaster um, experience in terms of my emotions. I was excited, then I became a little bit pensive, and because I thought about how these individuals chose to live, and how intentional they are about the principles on which they build their lives and their families, and how they earn, and they were really solid in their belief system. They were really intentional. It reminded me too of my grandmother and how she lived, and it was a great community, a great experience. And then we went to the farmers market, and if you follow me on social media, you'll know that I manifested a whole bunch of flowers from last night's live class that I did. So if you haven't taken the time to listen, please hop on over to Facebook and make sure that you join my community and you listen to that live class. I think I was on fire last night because I'm so excited. I'm so clear now about who I want to impact, how I want to impact you, what I have to offer you. And it's a little bit more than just certification. So I am a certified coach. I am certified in adult learning and development. I have been training on coaching for over 10 years. But that's not the only thing. I think that what I bring to you and what I have to offer you are my experiences and the things that I did when I was probably where you are today, where you know that there is so much more out there. You're okay, but you just don't want to be okay. You want to be over the moon. You want to be filled up. You want to be living a life that's just more than enough. So you're able to become the better version of you, and in doing that, you are able to impact the lives of other people and to leave a legacy for your children if you do have kids. But what are things that people are going to say about you when you're no longer around? How would you have made a difference, and how would you have influenced and impacted change in the world, so that the world can be a better place for all of us to live? And so if you haven't done that, take the opportunity to hop on over to Facebook and to catch up on my uh, live that I did last night. So, in saying that, today I want to talk about intentional living and just being intentional. And I'm just going to be sharing with you a couple of tips that I have practiced and things that I have done and things that I'm intended to do because I realize that, we're not ever going to be perfect. We're a work in progress, and we're becoming the best or better versions of ourselves on a daily basis. And so I believe that it is important that we examine what intentional living means to us, just as how those individuals that I visited were very intentional. My grandmother lived a very humble life, but she was so intentional about what she did every single day. And I do believe that intentional living really involves taking responsibility for our mental or emotional or spiritual and physical well-being. I believe it means that we free ourselves from any condition that's self-limiting. I think it also requires that we gain clarity about what we want, who we are, owning what we say, and choosing how we show up. I believe that's so important when you choose how you show up in situations and you make a decision as to how you want to contribute to the world. And so, my question to you is, are you living intentionally? Because I believe that when you make the decision to live an intentional life, that you understand and that you truly embody the fact that, life is really meant to be enjoyed. But you have to intentionally design your life to be able to experience that. And so let's talk about a couple of things that I've done and a couple of things that you can do to make sure that your life is a little bit more easy and a little bit more enjoyable and a little bit more intentional. So the first tip I want to share with you is, how are you spending your mornings? And so I want to encourage you to spend the first hour of your day in prayer and in peace. And I know for some of us that the first hour is when we get up, we get the kids off to school, we make breakfast. Our world starts then and there, and we have no time to really reflect. So if you don't have an hour, I get it. But you want to make sure that you've crafted out some time to connect and to stay plugged in to the source. So before you touch your phone or before you begin your day, you want to spend time connecting with God. You want to spend time talking. You want to spend time planning and visualizing and praying for things that you want to manifest in that particular day. Because I believe that our source flows in an unlimited way. I believe that you are never ever able to deplete the source, but I also believe in order to access this abundance that you need to plug in. So I want to encourage you to plug in the mornings when you wake up. You want to get connected with God. You want to get connected with your source. I believe that you need to get in alignment first before anything or anyone has an opportunity to move you, right? So that's tip number one. Tip number two is really talking about your goals and your plans. And that's your goals and your plans for the day. So, not your weekly goal, not your monthly goal, not your yearly goal, but whatever you're hoping to achieve that day, that you're really clear about it, that you write it down and that you keep it with you. So if you have to put it on your phone, technology is just a blessing now that you can put things on your phone, or you can write it on your card next to your bed, or if you have a long list of goals, that you select the ones that you want to achieve on that day. And once you've done your connection, so you've plugged into the source, you want to make sure that you're reading them aloud, right? You want to make sure that you're speaking them into being, that you're putting it out there in the universe, that these are the things that you're going to be achieving. And if necessary, you want to pray over them, and you want to keep them in mind. You want to maybe glance at them, look at your cards several times a day, right? So you want to keep your goals and plan in front of you if you can, or you want to keep them on your mind constantly, because these are the things you're hoping to achieve on this day. You want to be mindful, my gems, of the things that you're putting inside your body. Your body is a temple in which, the Holy Spirit dwells, or spirit dwells, or your body houses your soul. Your body is the garage to your soul. So you want to make sure that you're not overindulging, on you're not putting things into your body that is not good for you. You also want to make sure that you're drinking your water. And a habit to have if you have the time is, you want to meal prep maybe on a Sunday, or you want to package out your meal, or if you're not able to do that, you want to plan out what your week will be like in terms of what you're going to be consuming. All right, so that, I think that's a great tip for you to have, because your health is actually your greatest wealth, and you want to make sure that you're in tip top shape. Another thing that you can work on is to reset your mind nightly, right? So never go to bed with the day on your mind. Let go of your thoughts or anything that was not favorable, that happened to you on that day. You want to make sure that you forgive moments that really bothered you or upset you. I used to have this habit of just carrying things over and over. Oh my goodness, I used to drive myself crazy until I realized that what's done is done, right? And you don't have the opportunity to change that. What you can do is to make sure that there's not a repetition of things that are unfavorable. But you want to make sure that in the nights you're resetting your mind. You want to make sure that you're sending love and peace to situations or individuals that, really hurt or upset you during the day, right? You also want to send out some love to anybody you're carrying around and you're harboring thoughts that are not positive, right? You want to say to yourself, you know what, whatever your name is, I'm going to call you Sarah. You're going to say, Sarah, you did a great job today. Or in my case, I'd say, Nicole, you know what? You've done a great job today. You were very intentional today, and you want to let go of things, people, circumstances that they're not even with you in your room. Don't bring them to bed with you, unless you're talking about your spouse. And if that's the case, then you want to make sure that there's some forgiveness before you go to bed, so that you can just rest in peace. So reset your mind nightly. You want to keep things around you that really, really, really brings you joy. So for me, I love candles and fresh flowers, and I keep them around me most of the day. Well, obviously, I'm in the office. I can't have a candle at work. Well, maybe I could. I just couldn't light it, right? But I do have a plant on my desk. Oh my God, my anthurium is blooming. So my plant is blooming, which gives me fresh flowers. So you want to make sure that the energy and the environment that you're in is shaping your ability to think creatively and to really elevate your consciousness so that you can think and operate on a higher level. Yeah, so that's it. So whatever floats your boat. So whether it be candles, whether it be crystals, whether it be whatever, I don't know, mugs, whether it be little cue cards that are, nicely decorated, whether it be, did I say crystals already? If I did, yeah, whatever floats your boat, you want to keep things around you that elevates your energy. My sixth point is that you want to take care of yourself externally. So always strive to look your best, because when you look good, you feel good, and that may just be the day for you when an opportunity presents itself. So I'm going to share something with you. I was working in an organization and a position came up. And when they approached me for the position, they said, we think you've never done this before, but we believe that you would be able to, and you dress well, you look the part. And I found that kind of odd. I'm like, I dress well. Like, is that a criteria? But sometimes it may be, right? Because people buy people first. And before you open your mouth, people are looking at you, and it's all about how you package yourself. So I'm not saying, spend 5 hours in the morning doing your makeup, but what I'm saying to you is that you should always be representing what you aspire to be, or where you aspire to go in life, right? So always look good, always dress well. Make sure that your clothes are well put together. Make sure that your clothes are clean and crisp. Even if you're wearing sweats, make sure that you're still put together. You don't want to leave the house looking kind of disheveled or just thrown together. It speaks volume about the way you value yourself. So in Jamaica, we'll say you don't want to look pop down. So make sure you're not going on the street looking pop down. Make sure that you're representing well. If you believe that the Spirit of God lives within you, and if you believe that your body is a temple, then you want to make sure that you're adorning yourself and you're taking care of yourself. Tip number 7 is don't force yourself to follow hard schedules. Ooh, that will drive you crazy. Because the minute that you're not able to do that, then you're going to be feeling like a failure. So you want to make sure that you're not forcing yourself to follow any hard schedule. Um, you want to let your days flow and you want to allow God, the universe, to just move through you, right? Because you've already written down the things you desire, you already believe that you can have it. You now need to trust that your plans will manifest and that there's absolutely no resistance because whatever you resist persist. So you want to make sure that you're going with the flow, you're going with divine flow, and you're operating in divine order. You want to make sure that you're having conversations with yourself daily. So, not that you're going to be talking as though you're crazy, but you want to make sure that you're having these internal conversations, right? You want to make sure that you're talking to yourself daily. You want to make sure that you're always intentional with your inner conversations, the one you have with yourself. You want to tell yourself how capable, how amazing, how valuable and needed you are. If you pass a mirror and you have an opportunity, wink to yourself, say, "Hey, gorgeous, you're looking good." If you need some motivation, pick up your mirror and have a conversation with yourself. Give yourself a pep talk. If you're upset, you want to discuss the feelings with yourself. Talk it through. Why do I feel this way, Nicole? What do you think is happening? There are going to be parts of your body that you're not happy with that day, but you want to make sure that you're sending love and you're sending good vibes only to yourself, right? You also want to make sure that you're asking the Holy Spirit to guide you and to teach you. You want to make sure that you're rehearsing in your mind what you want to see play out in your day, and you do this through conversations. You want to make sure that you're always speaking out what you desire to happen. So you're not only going to be vocalizing this to individuals around you, but you want to be doing it to yourself, right? So you want to be talking to yourself, giving yourself good vibes, giving yourself good energy. Here is one that I'm big on. So if you know me any at all, you will know that I've asked God to give me the spirit of giving. You want to be giving a lot. You want to be over giving in an authentic way on a daily basis, right? So if you stop to buy a juice or a snack, um, and you have the opportunity or you have it in your budget, you may want to pay it forward. I do that at least once a week. When I stop to get a cup of coffee, I will pay for the person who is behind me. And I do have a budget, right? So if their bill is $5 or less, then I'll cover the bill. Every year I give back to the hospital, and I do it in a non-traditional way where I give back to people undergoing chemotherapy on that particular day. And I have a team and we work together. We put together 100 chemo care kits, and it's a humbling experience when you walk into that ward. And I'm usually dressed up. I try to do it close to Halloween, so I dress as an angel, and I show up and I say, "Hey, I'm your angel today." And I've gotten sponsorship over the years. It's growing over the years. And so you'll be hearing me talking a little bit more about it. But in my boxes, I pack things for the patient. So I pack socks, I pack hand sanitizers, I pack candies, I pack tea. There's lotion, there are lip balms, there are earbuds, there are notepads, just things that they can use during their chemotherapy treatment. And this all started a few years ago. I love mugs. Oh my God, I love mugs so much. Where I buy mugs every city that I go into, I try to get a mug, or I harass someone to bring a mug back to me. And because I love mugs so much, I found these mugs that had inspirational quotes, and I love the number. I love 100, so I bought 100 mugs. I went to the hospital. I gave it out. These people were sending me emails. They were just saying how grateful they were. When you take, a look on the faces of the people, it is something that really warms your heart. And then I lost my grandmother a few years ago to breast cancer, and so having walked that road myself along with my grandmother, I know what it feels like to be there and to be sitting in the chair, and you feel so lost and you want some hope. And so I come to these patients as their angel of hope for that day. So I that's another way that I give back. I give back in other ways that I don't want to mention on this podcast because it's not about me, but I'm just saying that find opportunities to give. Right? If you go to get your nails done, you get your hair done, leave a tip, right? Um, if you know somebody's having a bad day, treat them with flowers or a card or a gift or a hug. Make sure that you're giving, because if you're not giving and you're taking, then you're actually depleting the source, right? So you must make sure that you're not depleting the source, that you're taking time to give and you're practicing the law of giving and receiving. Having said all that, you want to make sure that you are resting. So if your body is tired, you want to listen to your body. You want to rejuvenate your body. When you feel stressed out or if you feel overworked, um, and you're going, you want to make sure that you're resting up. You want to make sure that you're giving yourself that time that you need to rejuvenate, because like I mentioned before, if you believe that your body houses your soul and that the Spirit of God is in you, you don't want to walk around with a body that's tired and frustrated, right, and pop down. No, you want to make sure that physically that you are where you need to be. So we've spoken about spiritually where you're plugged in. We've also spoken about intellectually where you're going to look at your goals, write them down, get clarity on them, and walk around with them. We've spoken about taking emotionally where you're going to be talking yourself through things if you realize that you're feeling negative. But resting is important, right? You want to make sure that your physical body is fueled enough to carry you around. You want to make sure that if your body needs something, that you're supplying your body with that. Make sure you're drinking your water, you're taking your vitamins, because sometimes your spirit is calling out for something, right? So if you find that you're thirsty, if you find that you're hungry, if you find that you're not eating your vegetables, you want to make sure that you're doing what is right for you so that you can give your body what it really needs, right? So if your body needs something supplied, because it must be the spirit, like I mentioned, that is calling for something so that you can give a little bit more and you can give something greater. Rest, rest, rest. If you're tired, rest. You will have more energy than you can imagine. And so, having said all that, I believe it's important that you really create a space in your home, a space where you're able to really call it your own space, right? Or you want to call it your sacred space, or you want to call it the space that you connect in. And I believe that having that place and space in your home, so having a sacred space in your home is essential for your spiritual growth. I believe that if you're looking to grow and if you're looking to be intentional, that you want to start off spiritually first, because that's where you get plugged in, that's what sustains you. And so it's great to have a space where you'll do this. So it's a space that you'll go to if you want to pray. It's a space you'll go to where you want to meditate, you want to read, you want to study, right? And if you don't have a personal space, so your home is not allowing you to do that, then you can also create a portable space, right? So you want to gather things that you really love. So it could be a meditation bracelet, it could be a journal, It could be a towel. It could be a mirror, because I believe in that whole mirror exercise where you're talking to yourself. Could be your affirmation cards or your prayer cards, but you want to have things that you can carry around and put them in a box, right? So whenever you want to just reset, you have your things that really fuels you spiritually, that you have those things with you. And then if you find a quiet corner, whether you sit in your car in the summertime, I like to go out of the office and sit in my car. So find a corner that you can connect with. So if you're at home, you can lock yourself in your closet, you can lock yourself in your bathroom, you can select a corner of your room. If you're at work, well, I don't expect you to take a towel at work and be sitting on the floor, but you want to make sure, unless your environment encourages that, but you want to find that space, right? And what you want to have things that energize you spiritually. So lately I've been really taking a look at crystals and the meaning behind crystals, and so I keep some crystals in a pouch. I keep it in my purse. If I feel like I need some love, I do some rose quartz or whatever. So you wanna find things that really helps you to stay connected to source. You want to find a space. You want to pray over that space and literally speak and invite the Spirit of God to dwell specifically in that space, for you in that moment, if it's portable, right? So if it's not a physical space that you have set up in your home, but a portable space, so you're bringing things with you, you want to just bless that space. You want to welcome God into that space, welcome the Holy Spirit. Just ask the universe to pour out um, just a spirit of sacredness on you. Then you want to spend at least 10 to 20 minutes in that space, and you want to do whatever works for you spiritually, and that needs to be a place of positive energy. So you don't want to bring in your worries and your burdens and your problems and leaving the space heavy, or the energy um feeling heavy or negative, right? So you want to make sure that the place, this is a place that you go to get filled up, right? And you want to try and make this a daily practice and watch how things will change into your life. So thank you so much for spending this time to listen to me. You know, my spirit, my soul is just, I'm just elevating to another level where God has just been so good to me, and the universe has opened up so many different things. I'm getting insight on so much where I'm super pumped and I'm super excited in helping other people define their more, in helping you realize that you were really made for more, and that you can have it all, whatever all is, once you take the opportunity to truly define that. I love you. I bless you. I give God thanks for you. And I just want to let you know that you don't need confirmation, validation, permission, or definition from anyone, because just as you are right now in this moment, my gem, you're more than enough. Settle for more.